Hi everyone, welcome to today's pick a card reading. Today's pick a card reading will be messages for the loved ones that have passed away. And we're going to see what messages come through. So you pick your card and that'll be the message from your loved one. Okay, and then we're going to be using Talking to Heaven's mediumship cards by Doreen Virtue and James Van Prague. Now, so the first card, we have Angelite. Second card, we have Apophylite, I think it's called. All these stones are great for communicating with spirit. Next one, we have a very small piece of Charoite. Charoite. And the last piece is a small piece of Malachite. Okay. If you picked card number 1, we have been in dreams together. And courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And not just fear, grief with confidence. And embracing the process of death. And rejoicing in the life that we have lived. I feel a lot of us, we do get messages in our dreams from our loved ones. And I know a lot of you, when we start off in the grief process, we want to dream right away. But it does take time for the spirit to acclimate to its new surroundings. So it does take a minute for it to come through. And also, a closed heart, and that happens when grief, the process of grief is we close our hearts with anger and sadness and all these things. So it makes it harder for our loved one to communicate with us. So we really need to begin the healing process. And once we begin the healing process, they come to us easier. I mean, they're always around, but we only notice them after we're closer to healing. So we have been in dreams together. When you are dreaming, I can more easily connect with you. That's why you've seen and felt my presence while you sleep. Sometimes you fully remember our dream connections, and other times you have a sense that we were together without a clear memory. These experiences are very real. Your soul is traveling while you dream, and I meet you at a similar vibrational level where we can talk, share, and heal together. These dream connections make me as happy as they do you. I'm also delighted to help you understand their meanings in our conversations. It's a beautiful card. And I see a book. So I see maybe somebody looking through photo albums, even writing a book about something that has to do with this loved one in particular, whether it's writing in your diary or actually writing a book. I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing all this purple and lavender, which is always, lavender. Yeah, so it's very calming, it's very peaceful. It's also very intuitive, and it's about quieting our minds to get that intuition, to get them to come through. Angelite is a great stone for that. It is great for communicating with spirit. And courage, a lot more purple again. So it's like, it's really asking you to really use your intuition and acknowledge the signs. And not be scared. Sometimes when spirit tries to communicate with us, it kind of frightens you at the beginning. You know, how did that happen? Something was moved. I don't know where it went. How did this end up over here? I know I left it over there. And it kind of could be frightening for people who have never had these kind of experiences with spirit before. So courage. You need to remind, so this is the message that's coming to you from your loved one. You need to remind yourself that part of the challenge of being a soul is learning to honor your own power. By listening to your inner voice and following its advice, you are acknowledging the perfection of your intuition. Fear is only an illusion, and obstacles are great opportunities for you to demonstrate that coming from a place of love will conquer all of fear's disguises. Perhaps you are changing career paths or or exiting a relationship. This test has been put before you because it is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you and only you can make the correct decision. By not taking that step forward, you may find yourself 2 steps back, only to face that same obstacle again. So yes, don't fear, walking away from situations that no longer serve you. I know that's been a theme lately with the collective, is fear. You have to let go of relationships that are not serving your highest good in order for you to move forward and ascend. And they're asking you to be courageous. They come to you in your dreams. Listen to the messages, write them down. If you're one of those people that doesn't remember their dreams much, I suggest a ritual at night where you say to yourself, I will remember my dreams. I will remember my dreams. And as soon as you wake up with any kind of memory, either voice record it, because I know like sometimes writing down you don't want to turn a light on. So voice record it so you can remember it the next day and kind of piece together the pieces of the puzzle. And the more you do it, the easier it'll be to remember your dreams. Okay, so number 2, we have Apophylite. Apophylite, also a great stone for channeling spirit, connecting with spirit, synchronicities. Labradorite is also good for that too. Okay, so the message for number 2 is empathy, and I am just a thought away. And I'm seeing that there's an animal involved in this as well. Like maybe they had an animal, or you guys, I don't know, there's a pet. They're with the pet. And feet are hanging over, marveling at the universe before them. Empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of the situation. And sometimes during grief, we forget that other people are grieving as well, And sometimes we make it all about us, and there's other people grieving. And all grief is unique and different. So let people grieve the way they want to grieve. If they like to celebrate this person, let them celebrate them. If they like to be quiet about it, let them be quiet about it. But don't tell another person how to grieve just because you grieve differently. So, I am just a thought away. Please don't think of me as gone, because I'm not. I'm right here. Please don't think of heaven as up in the sky, because it's not. It's right here. Yes, I'm happily busy with learning and helping, but I'm also happily willing to be right by your side, the moment that you need me. All of our former communication barriers have been lifted, and now I understand and hear you perfectly. I hear your thoughts, and please don't worry, I don't judge them or you. My heart is now completely open to compassion, and I understand and love you like I never could before. That's why I'm with you the moment you think of me. Compassion. So, empathy. This is a very similar card, and it's like maybe somebody that passed on wasn't very compassionate towards you during their waking period, or maybe you weren't compassionate to them. Maybe you currently lack empathy. And one of the biggest lessons when we lose somebody that we love is to learn to be compassionate to others, because you don't know if they're going to be here tomorrow. And really you don't want to have those regrets of how you treated somebody when they were here. So empathy tells us you don't truly understand others' motivations if you haven't lived their lives and seen the world through their eyes. It's so easy to judge another's behavior matched up against your own and label it as right or wrong, but you're missing an important part of the equation, the other person's history and personal path. We are all sparks of the divine with a purpose here in the physical dimension, and we can all exert our free will. Some of us have lost our way along the path to love, and it is a human reaction to judge others before examining their journey through their eyes and with compassion. Your job is not to judge, your job is to love and understand. And if you have not learned this lesson of empathy and compassion for others, there is no ascending. You must have an open heart to communicate with spirit. You can see signs night and day, but if you're not communicating, with an open heart, you're not going to get messages of higher vibration. You will only get messages that are of lower vibration. So really open your heart is the key. Have empathy for others and others' journey. Not everybody is you. I mean, we are part of the one, but everybody is on their own individual journey. So how they operate might not be how you operate. And one of the main lessons that's going through the collective right now is having empathy and compassion for others. So, yeah. I'm just a thought away. It's a beautiful photo. Okay. Now we're going to move on to Charoite. Charoite. It's a very little purple stone. Okay. If you picked card number 3, it is not your fault. And worry. So I feel like a lot of people worry that maybe something that happened to this loved one is their fault, but it is not your fault. Do not worry about that. And everything happens, I know everybody hates hearing this, but everything happens for a reason, and it's to teach you one of the things. And one of those things that it's supposed to teach you is empathy and compassion for others. So, yeah, snow boots. Something interesting there. So maybe the person loved snowing, loved the snow. So it's like snowboarding, skiing, but really I'm thinking snowboarding. Okay, it's not your fault. Oops, wrong book. Please do me a really big favor. Stop beating yourself up, thinking that you caused my death, or you were in some way responsible for it. You were not. It's so hard from the earthly level to understand the spiritual elements of life. No matter what you think you could have done or should have done, I would have left anyway. I'm releasing you of any responsibility for my leaving. Please let go of any guilt. It will make us both feel better. The universe is perfect in its makeup, and what we think is a coincidence is just God's way of remaining anonymous. Trust me, be kind to yourself, knowing that what I share with you is true. And worry. These cards are very cohesive. That's so fascinating to me when they come out like that. It's like the universe has this message for you and wants to make sure that you get it. And so worry. And I like this spiral because, it's like going inward, we find the answers. And then we keep expanding our consciousness and learning. So, worry. Worry is a wasted emotion. It does nothing other than give you the illusion of control. And I feel like a lot of you have control issues for some reason. Like, whoever picked 3, let go of control. Because that's worry. It's like you're worrying that things are going to happen this way and this way and this way. And it's like, just let it be. When you expend too much energy worrying, it limits you and has an adverse effect on the natural energy of the soul. Worrying destroys the hope, faith, and excitement that are wonderful elements of this schoolroom called Earth. Remember that you are what you think, and you have the power to create positive thoughts, which beget positive outcomes. Worry is a negative emotion and sets you up for a negative result. What unnecessary worries are you carrying around with you right now? Examine them objectively, in the light of love. Help your soul by releasing them and be fully connected to the current moment, which is where your power resides. So, if you're worrying that it was your fault and that they, worrying about your loved one and how they're doing, they are okay. They are more than okay. They are watching over you right now, asking you to not worry. Everything is fine. Everything happens for a reason. Okay. So, if you picked card number 4, we've got Malachite. And Malachite is a great heart healing stone. It's great for grief. Another great stone for grief is Apache tear, if you can find that. But Malachite is good for balancing your chakras, really clearing that energy out of the heart chakra. Sorry, my mom's changing the trash here. Okay, so card number 4. I have no more earthly worries. Purpose. I know what I am here to do. Okay. Sunflowers. So I love sunflowers. They always, no matter what, in times of darkness, they always face towards the light. And that is what our lesson here is that, don't fall into the darkness. Don't fall into despair. Don't fall into the trap that we are separate. And that just because we can't see something, it's no longer here. It is here. And don't worry, which is interesting because the last card was about worry. So I have no earthly worries. Field of sunflowers. I have a feeling that whoever picked number 4, either the loved one really loved sunflowers, or you love sunflowers, or there's something to do with sunflower seeds. Something about sunflower seeds. Okay, so I have to be honest with you. Life was very stressful for me. I probably should have been more open and forthcoming about my feelings because I held them in most of the time. And that was damaging for me physically and emotionally. I will admit to you now that I was deeply afraid during my life. I was afraid that you and others wouldn't love me if you knew who I truly was. I felt like I was deeply flawed and didn't want you to know. Now that I'm here, though, everything's turned in a completely new direction. I now see that I had nothing wrong with me except my belief that I was flawed. And that belief caused me to act in ways that were hurtful to myself and others. I apologize for hurting you. I thank God that I have no more earthly worries, and I can now express myself fully to you as I truly am. Now that I no longer am concerned about others' judgments and don't stress about money, work, or day-to-day life, I'm completely carefree. And it's about not worrying about these earthly things. And it's asking you not to worry about these earthly things. Like, you have a purpose, and the purpose is not to make money and be rich and, do all that stuff. There is a deeper purpose, and it will come to you at the right time. So purpose, and it's about communicating and your intuition. So communicating with spirit and intuition. So purpose. You have chosen to reincarnate on Earth for one major goal, to express love in all that you do. The obstacles of this physical dimension can distract you from that goal, and it's easy to lose your way. Life on Earth is full of obligations that require your conscious attention, but that doesn't mean you can't infuse all of your decisions with caring and compassion. Your purpose in life is not your career. Rather, your career is guided by your purpose. What activities speak to your soul? What brings you joy? That is the direction your soul is calling you toward to best convey your own unique expression of love and make a contribution to the world. If you are not happy with your current circumstances, then that is your soul telling you that there is a better way to manifest your own distinct gifts. Listen to your intuition. It is your connection to spirit and the voice of your soul. Perfect. So it's about finding your purpose. That's what's gonna make you happy. It's your loved one is telling you, like, you don't really need to worry on this earth, because once you follow your purpose, everything will be fine, and they don't have any more worries. I feel like maybe they were constantly working and they didn't have time for you or their loved ones or the things that they really enjoyed, and now they're trying to say, hey, don't worry about all that stuff, because it's not the reason why we're here. It's like, connect with those that you love. That's why we're here, for experiencing the joy of this, what this earth has to offer. Yes, there is pain. It's part of the yin and yang of life. Yeah. So those are your messages for today. If any of this resonated with you, feel free to like or comment. Thank you very much. Namaste. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.